Now we begin Chapter 13. The Ghostly Eyeball. What was the eyeball's voice? Did you have an eyeball voice?
Didn't have an eyeball voice yet.
What would you like the eyeball's voice to be?
I don't know, make it sound like an eyeball.
Eyes? Bulb. I see you, said the eyeball. Obviously in a very eyeball voice. That's a pretty good eyeball voice.
I think your accent is just a little off.
It was a big thing, with trailing veins and surrounded by a ghostly mist of ectoplasm. It was mostly white, with blue and red pulsing blood vessels. Unlike other eyeballs, however, this one had a big mouth filled with nasty sharp teeth, as well as 2 arms filled with claws. I think unlike other eyeballs, it's also flying and talking. Yikes, said Tim. You're just like Arnold Schwarzenegger's weight trainer. That stopped the ghostly eyeball in his tracks. Why ever do you say that? Because, said Tim, you've got a big pupil. The ghostly...
Oh my god.
The ghostly eyeball had no lids, so it could not blink. It could only stare.
Could only have a single tear well up and cover itself.
Is that supposed to be funny? It growled, gnashing its teeth sharply. Stand back! You shall get no farther! I am the guard for the rib of Dracula! Wait, didn't you talk to your buddy Freddy Monster? Freddy? Bah! He's no friend of mine! And if he has turned on the Master, then surely he is a traitor of the most heinous sort! I thought all you monsters were heinous! Bah! Enough of this talk! Go away, or I shall devour you! Sorry, said Simon Belmont. Our curse is set. We must follow through. It is you who must stand aside. The thing started for them. Simon snapped his whip, striking the thing square in its cornea. The monster was only moved back mere inches, and then it advanced again. Tim looked at his own whip. He still hadn't gotten the hang of using it. He dropped it and drew his sword. How about a poke in the eye, Ghostly? He said, swinging it with all his might. The ghostly eyeball flew nimbly aside, and Tim's swing went astray. He spun wildly. The blade whacked into one of the skeletons, knocking it apart. Bones flew everywhere. You say, you cannot harm me, said the monster. I see all! Suddenly, the thing was enveloped in cloth. Simon Belmont had taken off his cloak and draped it nimbly over the creature. The thing tried to tear free, but it could not. I can't see! It cried. I can't see! Simon then took the arrow and jabbed it hard under the edges of the cloth. There was a loud pop. A spume of green gases, smelling of bilge water, billowed out raggedly, followed by a burst of light. Then the cape fluttered to the ground, limp as a flat tire. Why, it's gone! Gasped Tim. Yes, tossed back to its home dimension. The dimension of monsters, Tim shivered. That's one place I sure don't want to take a walk on a cold and lonely night. Boy, Castlevania's bad enough. But Simon wasn't listening. He was busy looking up on the pedestal, upon which rested the rib of Dracula. With the ghostly eyeball gone, Tim felt much more self-confident about this whole business. I'll get it, he said, and rushed ahead of Simon.
What the fuck?
What happened?
There's like leaping pink jaguars now.
Yeah.
And things... Oh! Go on.
There's something you need to get across, and I don't know what it is. Oh. I guess that kills the jaguars? You might want to use another one.
Almost there! Almost there!
Okay, where was I? Tim ran forward. Rushed ahead of Simon, running smack into an invisible wall. Ouch! He said, almost falling backwards onto the floor. I almost broke my nose! You know, I think that this arrow may help us again, said Simon. He advanced to the spot where the invisible wall had stopped Tim. He stabbed at the wall with the arrow's head. The wall shimmered like torn sandwich wrap. Simon walked forward through where the wall had been, then up the steps. He touched the crystal globe with the arrow, and it, too, dissolved. Then he touched the rib of Dracula with the arrow. The rib shuddered and radiated a faint sparkle. Oh god, sparkling vampires.
Of course.
Well, sparkling vampire ribs, at least.
Everything about vampires sparkle.
Simon picked it up. We got it! No, we've got it, said Simon triumphantly. We've... You only got one more
Please continue!
We've got the first part, Tim. That was when the skeletons began to move. They shuddered and shook. Yikes, said Tim. Dracula's making no bones about the fact that he doesn't like us. He stepped up to stand beside the blonde hero to be of help, and also enjoy the protection of Simon's excellent whip work. When he turned, he saw the skeletons were joining together, and from their joined bones and skulls, a face was forming. The face of Count Dracula. Bah! He cried in a voice that... Bah! He cried in a voice that...
Continue! Sir, please continue reading.
Bah! Like the rattle snap of 1,000 bones breaking. What was Dracula's voice?
Sort of an evil Johnny Depp.
I don't remember an evil Johnny Depp. Give me an example. You think you've beaten
Your
me.
interpretation of an evil Johnny Depp.
I haven't seen many Johnny Depp movies.
Have you seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Maybe just do that.
I haven't seen that in years.
No, I meant the new one.
The new
where
one?
he's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
like a child molester.
I haven't seen the child molester one like a million years.
Really evil British dude as opposed to childish British dude?
Oh, okay. You think you have beaten me, but you have so much further to go yet. I have an idea. Alan Rickman.
Okay.
You think you have beaten... Oh, no. How do I...
Come on, Professor Snape. Please continue.
Harrie Pottheur. You think you have beaten me, but you have so much further to go yet. I have... Do you want to trade?
Nope.
I have more tricks up my sleeve that will not be so easy for you to deal with. You shall not uproot me from my adopted home. That's pretty terrible, Alan Rickman, but whatever. I have sworn that upon all that is good, true, and just, that you, Dracula, shall be removed from my beloved land of Castlevania, banished forever, never to return. Simon stepped forward. Right, cried Tim, feeling full of himself. Oh my god.
Tim's feeling himself.
You could go to the New York City and visit the Vampire State Building. Arg! Yes, Simon. Yes, said Simon. Go join the other pains in the neck. Pah! The bones rattled with profound annoyance. Simon, said Tim, flabbergasted. You made a joke! You actually told a joke! Simon seemed equally astounded. My goodness, I did tell a joke. The vampire, however, was not amused.
Oh, God damn it, Harrie Pottheur and the land of everything fucks your shit! Please continue.
Simon seemed equally astounded. My goodness, I did tell a joke. The vampire, however, was not amused. The skeleton bones he had possessed shook and rattles. Bones and teeth began to flake off and clatter to the dungeon floor. You shall not beat me, mortal, cried the voice of Dracula as it echoed away.
I just used our other laurel.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
You shall not best my powers, I swear. And then, with the howling of a terrible wind, the spirit essence ripped away from the dungeons. The skeleton bones tumbled to the floor in a huge heap. We did it! Cried Tim. We beat Dracula! However, Simon Belmont was not convinced. We have very far to go yet, Timothy Bradley. Very far to go indeed. And I think this is a good part where we can trade, because it's the end of the chapter.
Alright, well, last time on Harrie Pottheur and the land of where everything fucks your shit, there's like 6 new enemies here that are built to be infuriating!
Do you want to pause and put up a break?
Yes.